Look, men used to go to war, and now we have to be the first one to send a text. No, don't do this to me.
I know, I'm sorry.
Where are you going? You have nowhere else to be. Relax.
I'm tired! Of what? Life!
Men are done with dating and modern women can't seem to stand it. We've got a video for you here today from Man Guy. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in, and let's get into it.
I'm never going to get married. I don't want to get married.
Why?
There's no benefit for the man. He only has everything to lose.
What?
A man can be completely faithful to his wife, provide, protect, take care of the kids, obviously when he's not working, whatever. And the wife can step out and cheat. And what's the result of that? Man has to pay alimony, has to pay child support, loses his house, loses the cars, loses everything. Why? What's the point? And then, it's a coin flip. Flip a coin if your marriage is going to work. Those are the odds. Those are the chances. If you want to get married, cool. Throw a wedding, put the rings on each other, say your vows, you're married. You don't have to submit nothing with the courts. Yeah.
Die alone?
The only reason why somebody is not okay being alone is because they're not okay with themselves.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's it. If you're not okay being alone, you have issues with yourself that you need to take care of.
It's interesting how the woman acted so shocked that he said that he doesn't want to get married when modern marriages are completely pointless. Even if a man does all of the right things, the wife can divorce him for the dumbest possible reasons and walk away with everything.
Okay, so I just got into my car after going on a date, right? And let me just tell you something. I don't know what the deal is with men now, but I had told him prior that I will be having pre and post date expenses, and is that okay, and are you going to cover them? And I don't know if he wasn't listening or what the deal was or whatever, but when I handed him the white envelope, he looked shocked, and then he opened it and it's receipts. Hello, pre post date expenses. Hello, what kind of females do you be dating? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I handed it to him and he literally looked shocked at me and said, I can't cover this.
We all know that her date wasn't shocked at the receipts that he showed her. He was baffled and dumbfounded, but not shocked. And he didn't say that he couldn't cover them. He most likely said that he wouldn't, because the idea of pre- and post-date expenses is just stupid.
It was $478 for pre- and post-date expenses. You asked me on a date, and mind you, we really didn't even have that good a conversation because he was on his phone the whole time, and I have a very strict no phone policy on dates. Hello, you're here to pay attention to me. Look at all the effort that I had to put into going on this date, and now you have a problem with pre- and post-date expenses? Are you fucking kidding?
Whenever a woman says something like, oh, well, you asked me out on a date, then you can already tell that she was only looking to get something out of the guy. She had no interest in going out on a date with him or getting to know him. She was just trying to fleece him for as much as possible.
Man is always right. Man is always right. When he is rich. When he is rich. I don't do 50-50. I don't do 50-50. I attract what I fear. I attract what I fear. I fear Cartier. I fear Cartier. I feel Rolex. I fear Rolex. I fear Louis Vuitton. I fear Louis Vuitton. I fear millions of dollars. I fear millions of dollars. I fear a rich husband. I fear a rich husband.
These women are asking for a harsh dose of reality. They're sitting in the middle of a busy public sidewalk, sitting around a pile of money and talking about how they attract what they fear. They clearly don't fear getting robbed, even though they probably should.
You were also threatening me with filing a lawsuit.
It wasn't a threat. It was a court-mediated process that I have to take.
No, you said you'd go file a class action lawsuit against
because
me.
I have to. If this wasn't going to be a
Why?
restitution show, because I'm now in a custody situation because of the last show.
I'm not a party to your
Yeah, but you said you got
custody
100% custody because of it.
Well, I had to take 100% custody because after that situation, my ex escalated.
For context, this woman was on whatever before she was bragging about how she used to pay men for her babysitters, and now she's being forced to take accountability, but she's still trying to weaponize the law against a guy even though she's clearly in the wrong.
What's your type?
I don't feel like I have a type with like looks. I like goofy guys. I like rich guys. I don't like broke guys. I dated a broke guy before and it just wasn't worth it. I'd rather just have someone rich. And yeah, that's basically like the one.
Now, when you say you want a rich guy, how rich are we talking?
I honestly don't really know. Like, you just have to be able to like take me out to dinner a lot, like nice dinners. I love going out to like nice restaurants.
If her ideal boyfriend is the kind of man who would drop endless amounts of money by taking her out to fancy dinners, then she's not even interested in that guy. She is only interested in getting free meals and living a life of luxury on his dime, by the way.
And like take me shopping.
Take you shopping?
Yeah.
How would you determine that he's rich?
Well,
you
if
gonna ask him how much he makes?
all that, then like that's
You just gonna assume
that's
he's
like the
rich.
bare minimum for me.
So just take you out to nice places.
Yeah, and like take me on like trips and stuff like that. Like as long as you can afford that, like then it's good.
Can I tell you a secret? I know a lot of bums that can take you out to dinner and take you shopping. They don't have a lot of money. You got to be careful for the fake flexes. I know a lot of them. I work with them all the time.
Okay, so in terms of like, if you could put a number to it, so $1 million a year? What are we talking?
I mean that's a good amount, $1 million a year.
The type of man who can make $1 million a year is going to have his choice when it comes to women. And he's not going to get with a woman who's going to demand 5-star dinners and expensive vacations. Rich men don't stay rich by dating women like that.
You should have at least 5 to 7 guys on your roster paying your bills for you.
Right? I know a really good trick to this. Instead of having 5 to 7 guys, just find one guy that will give you enough money for all of your bills. So I have this one guy. His name is my boss. I know, weird name, right? He doesn't even expect me to go out to dinner with him. All I have to do is show up for a few hours, do a little bit of work, not even that hard, and then I go home. He gives me enough money for all of my bills. It's great.
The funny thing is how modern women go on and on about how they have their careers and they're making money, but they still want to find a guy whose job it will be to cover their bills so that they don't have to pay a thing. The hypocrisy is just insane to me.
Unfortunately, not all of us are materialistic, and I'm just letting you know.
And maybe
that
that's why you're single.
because I don't chase materialism. It doesn't even make a lick of sense.
Maybe if you were,
Maybe you should cool your jets and try and learn from other women that have gone ahead.
Cool your jets.
Cool my jets. I'm already cooling my jets. I'm in a Cessna 40. I flew here.
You're screaming,
private, for
and how
Christ's
much did you have to drink today? Because you're screaming and you're trolling and you're being ridiculous. No offense, I'm sorry.
Modern women's rampant materialism has just gone way too far. All they want out of life oftentimes is just to endlessly spend and consume. They think that accumulating useless crap that's paid for by somebody else is a practical life goal. It's actually insane to watch happen.
I'm
pretty
sorry.
nice person.
Yeah, of course you're sorry because you're Canadian. But listen,
No, because I'm a kind person.
Have you ever read the book Why Men Love Bitch? Have you ever read it?
No, because I
No,
have
you
a
haven't
brain.
read it because it's true. No, I'm serious. Why Men Love Bitch? You got to read it. Well, actually, you'd be better off reading like Freudian
I'm sorry,
psychoanalysis
how old
or
are you?
Well, how old are you?
I'm going to be 37 in July, so you should shut your mouth a little bit because I
Why
know a
is
bit
that?
more than- Why is that? Because I was
Do
born
you
in
have a husband?
1987. No, I don't.
Okay.
This woman is out of her mind. She read a book that was designed to tell her everything she wanted to hear, and now she's acting like she's an expert when it comes to men. I mean, this is so typical these days. I don't even know if I should be surprised by this, really.
It's by
And then
choice.
that's
It's by choice. I'm waiting
Is it
for
really
the
by
right
choice?
person.
Is
Yes.
it really by choice?
Yes.
No, it's because you're too argumentative and you're pretending to be. Because you're pretending
I'm trying to get
like
the
not
conversation
care.
back on track because we all came here to have a discussion about relationships, and you're derailing everything. And
All right, well, don't say the F word. That's not very nice.
I can do whatever the I damn well please.
Oh
I'm
my
telling
gosh,
you
and
right
she
now.
said the H and the D word.
God.
Goodness
I'm sorry, like,
gracious.
I'm about ready
Is
to,
she
like,
even from
smash
Canada?
It's interesting to see her project all of her combativeness and insecurities onto a woman who disagrees with her, even though this is what happens when you get a bunch of modern women together in a room. They'll agree on something one second, then rip into each other on the next second.
Where are the men with the money that you speak of?
You got rid of them, remember? You said it wasn't fair that men made more money, and so you insisted on an equal pay, and you asked for jobs and school and money to be distributed towards you. And so the men who had money now make not as much as you. You know, just like you wanted. That's what you wanted, right? You might notice I use the same drawings every time because it's the same thing every time.
That's one thing that modern women just don't seem to get. The world we're living in is the world that they straight up demanded. They got everything they wanted, and now they're shocked that they're not getting more. That only makes sense in the mind of these individuals.
That men used to make more, and then you wanted equality, but men still have to pay, so now they have less money than you. And it's not because you're doing better, it's because you ask to be given for free. Here, let me show you.
We don't need empowering quotes. We need promotions.
There, you see that? It says the future is female promotions. Now, maybe you could check my math on this, but if the future is female promotions, then that would mean not male promotions.
We've seen the future being female promotions in entertainment, government, and the food and beverage industries, and more often than not, those female promotions have led to multi-million-dollar companies being managed straight into the ground.
And promotions are where you get money, so then the future would be female money. Not like this, more like this, or even farther. So then the men with money would become the men without money, because you have it.
At not one point in my life.
That's the problem with women who make more money. They want a man who makes more than them, but after getting the recognitions, the rewards, the pay rises, the types of men they want are in short supply. This is the end result of their endless demands.
I said, okay, I'm going to take the branzino. And he said, I'm going to take the burger. And the waitress asked him, okay, how do you like your burger? He said, how he likes his burger. And do you want some cheese on your burger? And he asked, is this going to be extra? And she says, yes, it's $3 extra. And he said, okay, then never mind.
$3 for a slice of cheese on a burger seems like highway robbery. It doesn't matter if it's just $3. It's the principle at that point. That's too high of a price to pay for a minimal improvement on a hamburger. But for her, it was enough to get disgusted with the guy. Absolutely classic.
I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat my branzino and see what happens. And he's like, oh my God, you have to pay extra for everything these days. And I'm like, yeah, it's New York City. I got up. And I was like, I'm going to the restroom for a second. And I took my purse and I went to the waitress and I was like, hey, I just want to pay the bill. And I just paid the bill and walked out of the restaurant and I texted him. So I texted him, the check is taken care of. You should have gotten the cheese.
Seems like the guy won in the end. Not only did he get to enjoy a quality hamburger, but he got to enjoy a free hamburger. Compliments of a woman who thinks that it's a flex to buy a guy a dinner and then leave. I'm sure he felt horrible about it all afterwards.
According to some people, my standards are really high for a fat girl, which is mind-boggling to me. But if I was a skinnier girl saying what my standards are, the comments would be, yes, queen. Oh, good for you for sticking up for yourself. This is material I want to see. I want to be just like you. But it's because I'm fat, I get demeanored. That I deserve the bottom of the barrel, the least you can get out of a person. That I should be lucky that people are even hitting on me.
It's funny to me how women like this just will always blame somebody else for their size. You know, they'll blame society, they'll blame men, you know, they'll blame McDonald's or whatever. They'll never actually do anything about it themselves, which is just ridiculous.
So I should be taking what I get. I don't know what world those people live in, but in my world, that is unacceptable here. I don't care two shits about what my weight is. My standards will always stay the same because I know what I deserve. And I'm sorry if you think that my weight is going to determine what I deserve. Get the fuck out of here. So if you people who think that, you could stay over there on your high horse thinking that plus size people or people who are bigger than a size fucking 4, but by the way, the average size in the US is a size 16, are out of your goddamn minds.
Stop the cap.
This woman can have whatever standards she wants. I don't particularly care, but she's forgetting the fact that men are under no obligation to try and meet them, and men also have their own standards, which are probably going to disqualify her.
And here we go. I hope you're hungry for nothing.
I wish they'd go back to whatever basement they crawled out of. They wouldn't know what to do with a real girl anyway.
Women like this are the same ones who say that getting rejected is no big deal, but the second it happens to them, they get depressed, they get defensive, they get aggressive, and even when that happens, they're still being let off easy when it comes to men, considering how they reject men.
So this only happened like 2 days ago, so it's fresh, but I'm going to tell you guys about getting rejected on a first date in person and how I am coping with it. Having experienced this so that I can viscerally relay what it's like, I think is the silver lining, because so many people I hear from are so afraid of this happening. And look, I'm here. Everything's fine. Did I have a good cry? Was I a little bit angry and spiraling? Did I need the support of my friends over the last couple days? Yes.
She got rejected because the guy found out that she had herpes, which any man would do, and the rejection was so bad that she had to spiral out and endlessly whine to her friends for days on end because of it. But she has nobody to blame but herself for that one, I'll be honest.
But did I bounce back like a fucking boss 2 days later? Yes. My confidence in myself, my confidence in my herpes status, my confidence in my worth is not shaken. What I want to clarify is what I'm so hurt and disappointed in is the person's actions. And that's something that I want you to think about if you get rejected by someone in person. There are some people who will be so courteous and do it in a kind, respectful way.
She expects men to reject her in a kind way, but one has to wonder, when was the last time she did that to a dude? A lot of modern women think that they have the right to be as brutal as possible with their rejections as they want, but if a dude says that he's not interested in herpes, apparently that's crossing the line, you know?
And then there are people who are going to just reveal aspects of their character that would have come out to you in some other way, shape, or form. And that is why it is still a filter. I was hurt by the rejection itself because any human would be. When I disclosed, the person held back physically, shut down. I kissed them afterwards when the conversation was over just to kind of test if we were still okay, and they wouldn't return my kiss, and that hurt like a bitch.
She just admitted to crossing a major line right there. He made it clear that he wasn't interested, but of course, after the date, she kissed him anyway, which of course is one of the ways that you transmit her disease to another person. Like, that's just disgusting.
And then they worried that they were now going to get cold sores, which makes no sense. And I don't know why people think that genital herpes is contagious everywhere, but they never think that oral herpes is contagious everywhere. That physical reaction of pulling back and making it seem like I wasn't even safe to kiss or touch anymore was the most painful part. And I know that I am. So that's important to remind yourself, is this person's reaction.
Any man would have reacted the way that he did. It doesn't matter what she says. She broke a major boundary with a man who's clearly not interested in her, and it's somehow his fault that he didn't want to kiss her. No man would at that point.
In the 3 years that I've had herpes, almost all of my disclosures have been so positive and successful, whether they're in person, on the phone, or through text. So I think I needed to experience a bad one. I also wanted to take things slow, and things started moving so fast that I felt kind of forced to disclose before I was ready to. And that was also a flag that I was keeping in mind. That this person was rushing and moving things along really quickly and probably looking for a hookup where I wasn't. Go to part 2 for more because I'm running out of time.
She was the one who kissed him without his consent, by the way, and she has the nerve to blame him for moving too fast. I mean, only in the mind of a modern woman like this does that make any kind of sense whatsoever. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.